Wow, I think I got set up there to come up with such a topic immediately after such a great presentation. Well done, Quinton. How are you all feeling today? Excellent. There's one of my favorite quotes starts speaking to exactly the point you made about how tech may start assisting us in some of the things we do. But one of my favorite quotes in life is from a lady called Maya Angelou. And she said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will not forget how you made them feel. And that's why your follow-up question about how we felt about AI was so important. But let's move on to some more positive feelings about how we take on this big, hairy, audacious goal of solving unemployment in South Africa. When I was approached and given an opportunity, by the way, I'm supposed to have a clicker. There we go. When I was given an opportunity to take on this topic, I thought to myself, what's going to give you credibility to talk around this particular topic? And the answer you will find as we go through this session is that what gives me the confidence, what gives me the audacity to talk and broach this subject is that I'm going to be solving unemployment by using data. But more than data, real-time data. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let us demystify what LinkedIn is and who I represent and how this data comes together to help us solve for unemployment. Did you know that we're well close to 1 million members on LinkedIn, thanks to members like yourselves that are in this room? How many of us have LinkedIn profiles? Superb. Some of us may not have updated those profiles in a while, which is why, after this session, during the tea break, we have a booth available to give you some tips on how you can start enhancing and growing your LinkedIn profiles, as well as take your great digital photograph. On top of that, this platform opens us up to opportunities. These opportunities come from organizations like yourself. When you're looking to hire staff members or when you're looking to hire academics, LinkedIn has well over 59 million members on the platform. By the way, pay attention to some of the questions because we do have a couple of exciting spot prizes that we'll be giving away at the end of this session. So 59 million members, 59 million companies are available on this platform. We also start seeing over 62 million members every week going on LinkedIn looking for jobs. What we also see is the gap that exists when a company advertises a role and how long it takes for them to fill that role. And with that knowledge, it informs us on what skills our students need, our job seekers need, in order for them to be gainfully employed. It sounds like it's a big global solution, but this solution is being used by you, some of the institutions that are represented in the room today. So shout out those from Stellenbosch, Cape Peninsula University of Technology, Durban University of Technology, University of Johannesburg. We have partnerships with organizations like yourselves in helping solve many problems from branding, hiring, and more importantly, helping students get the right skills for the economic opportunities they deserve. Here's some things about LinkedIn that you might not know and why it matters that we have profiles and how we leverage this information to deliver value. Last year alone, over 4 million people got jobs off LinkedIn. Hands up if you've ever had a job courtesy of LinkedIn. Let's see, hands in the room. Perfect, a couple of hands. And here's the thing, with the 4 million people, if you were to break it down, it literally means every single minute, 8 people were getting a job off this platform. But here's another interesting fact, and why we're also encouraging to help you build out your professional brand and profile, is that every single second, 3 new people, such as our students, are joining this platform to find these new economic opportunities. What set us up for success in helping solve the unemployment crisis we have in South Africa is that we're leading with data, real-time insights into where those opportunities exist, who is looking for that talent, and what skills they will need in order to get those economic opportunities. So we're leveraging this data that comes onto this platform to start solving for this. As I approach this subject, I also wanted to understand a little bit more about students, the community that we're trying to empower. What are they doing on LinkedIn? Are they looking for jobs? How many of them are looking for jobs? And is there growth of this population? And you can see for yourself that year on year, this platform continues to grow in terms of student penetration and presence on the platform. In fact, it's safe to say 1 in every 3 students has been on LinkedIn and has searched for jobs. They behave differently to you and I. Right now, you and I are gainfully employed. So our presence, how we leverage LinkedIn, will be different from students. What are students doing? I said 1 in 3 students are looking for jobs. And looking for jobs, we've been able to demystify what they do on the platform. Not only are they looking at jobs, they're researching organizations to understand more about the challenges and the opportunities that are available for them to go in, to be employees, to be interns, to be leaders, and for some of them, to identify where entrepreneurial opportunities exist. So solving for unemployment in South Africa is not just about giving everyone a job. It's also about creating new economic opportunities. And again, we're seeing our students taking the time to understand where there are gaps in companies and where they can go in to provide product, services, and solutions. What's more, thanks to you and the amazing work your institutions are doing, you're creating lifelong learners. And what we're finding is that our students, not only are they coming onto the platform to find jobs, not only are they coming onto LinkedIn to connect to people like yourself, they're also coming on this platform to learn and enrich themselves. And we'll talk a little bit more about learning and why it's so important, but it's best to anchor that in data and facts. So, what else have we looked at? What are the 4 factors that influence a graduate being hired within the first 12 months of graduation? LinkedIn looked at profiles for over 4.5 million young professionals who recently graduated in the last 5 years, and we identified 4 factors that are critical to helping a student or graduate get employed within the first year of graduation. Let me talk through these real quickly. Number 1, it starts off with a connection. Connection in the sense that we identified that students that have a presence on LinkedIn and are connected with people in different organizations, that is one of the most powerful things to help them start their journey. How? If you have a presence on LinkedIn and you can see your alumni, or you can connect up with someone working at APSA, FNB, or working at Discovery, our students are getting the opportunity to have informational interviews with these working professionals to find out, what skills do I need? What sort of problems does your organization have? How can I help in and add value? So, again, it goes back to our LinkedIn profiles, which I dare say are the most valuable internet real estate you and I will ever own in our lives. Why so? We have our profiles as students, as interns, as employees, as leaders, as independent entrepreneurs. You'll continue to use your LinkedIn profile. Because guess what? If I'm going to buy products, services, or solutions from you, in order to understand the credibility, the value, the impact, and the results you bring, I'll look up your LinkedIn profile, not those other social media platforms. Likewise, when you're retired, when they're looking for board members, when they're looking for people to speak at conferences like this, they'll look at your LinkedIn profile, because that's a true testament of the skills, the education, and the value that you've brought into the world. So your LinkedIn profiles matter. And again, another call out, come over to our booth if you need more help on how to build out your profile. Number 2, work experience. Our students are getting on the platform and demonstrating to the world what work they've done. You might say, Stewart, but they're students. What work? They've done internships. They've volunteered in family businesses. They've also had entrepreneurial projects that they've run. And when I talk to recruiters across Central Eastern Europe, Southern Eastern Europe, and Africa, the resounding message is organizations hire lifelong learners, and organizations hire people who have an entrepreneurial spirit or attitude. People that don't just sit back and wait for jobs to be given to them, but who can demonstrate that they've gone out into the world and taken up a job in pizza delivery or taken up a job in a call center. All that work experience shows recruiters the energy that that individual has around getting economic opportunities. So work experience could be, of course, those entrepreneurial things they've done, could be, of course, helping in a family business, or alternatively doing an internship. The last two really matter in terms of differentiating our students. So in the world of recruitment, when they're looking for graduates to hire in, yes, they will start off with the degrees and the diplomas and the certificates that your institutions are issuing. What that recruiter will also do in order to shortlist is that they'll start looking beyond just the degree. The reality is we have business problems to solve. And if you look at any job description that's out there today, you will not only see the requirements or the preferred skills, as in your degree, but you'll also see that that organizations are looking to hire skills to resolve business problems. And that's why when we partner with some of you as institutions, we're complementing the amazing work you're doing as organizations. How we're doing this is by giving our students hard skills, which could be the likes of how we use things like PowerPoint, how we become data scientists, or how we leverage certain technologies. We partner with you to also give these students essential soft skills. Because when that recruiter is searching, they won't just search by the degree, but they'll now start looking for people with leadership qualities, collaboration, time management, what they will do in the first 90 days of the job. All of these essential soft skills have now become very important in terms of how recruiters shortlist and identify talent. So, what am I talking about? Skills. We live in a skills economy. You and I, the skills that we had in the last 5 years have now since become a little bit defunct. Technology in the world around us continues to evolve at a rapid pace. So what we need to demonstrate, just like the students themselves, is how we're adapting. And I love that. It's part of the, of course, team and the theme that we've got today is that adaptation. We need to show we're lifelong learners. And our students, when they acquire these skills, it helps recruiters shortlist and identify them. Now, as LinkedIn, of course, there's a couple of things that we are doing to ensure that these 4 pillars that help students get economic opportunities are brought to life through the platform and the technologies that we provide. Don't worry, I'm not about to do a commercial pitch for LinkedIn. I just wanted to set the ground in saying that what we have done is now started to ensure that not only are students acquiring the critical skills required for them to be successful, we're giving them an opportunity to start getting experiential learning that will attest to their credibility around certain topics. We are also providing a platform where our students can now start connecting, and that connection starts off with your alumni. And that's why on LinkedIn, you can find that you'll go into your university, you'll see where those who have been through your university, where they work, where they live, what skills they have, and what they studied. This is all to help our students, when they begin to look for jobs, to be able to reach out to the alumni and say, I see you as successful, you in this role, tell me more how I, as a young professional, can get into that space. Would you recommend me? Would you endorse me? All of these help orchestrate the student's success. In terms of digital skills, here's what sets us apart. Remember, I spoke about the fact that on LinkedIn we have 950 million members. I spoke about the fact that there's over 59 million companies. I spoke about the 11 million jobs that are available on LinkedIn. How we're leveraging all of this is that we're now using it to determine what learning we provide on our platform. So what distinguishes us from any other online learning service provider is that what informs our learning is based on jobs, is based on skills that are in demand. This is what helps us ensure that the skills we're giving our students, this extra task or opportunity to learn these skills, is aligned to what is in demand. So not just educating for the sake of educating, but educating them based on what is in demand and what will help them get through that room to be shortlisted, interviewed, or brought in to be hired. How we bring that to life is, of course, through the solutions. My only call out on this particular slide is probably, well, we've got a couch over there, but if you look at the screen on the top right and the top left, you'll see a call out that at 3:10 upstairs in room 7, we'll actually get into a live demonstration of how these skills are being identified, where the jobs are, who's hiring, and why they're hiring. So my request for you is this afternoon at 3:10, join us upstairs in room 7, where we'll bring this to life by actually looking at the products and solutions themselves. But back to our thought leadership and how we are going to uniquely resolve the challenges we have with unemployment in South Africa. Here's what we've also found. When students create a profile on LinkedIn, when our students go beyond the degrees and start investing in online learning, and you all know, some of us have had experience with LinkedIn Learning, they're short courses, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, bite-sized learning. When our students get those skills, add them to their profile, this gives them a competitive advantage. What competitive advantage? Well, it helps them to be discovered. Because the way LinkedIn works, for those of you who are not familiar, is that you and I will have a presence and I'll have our profiles on LinkedIn. When we start adding to our profile that we've acquired new skills, what will happen in the background is that the algorithms will allow recruiters to discover us. The jobs that are being posted will start showing up on our LinkedIn profiles so that we can apply. And because we've invested in getting the soft and the essential soft skills and the hard skills, this increases our chances of being shortlisted or hired by 9%. When our students go just one step further, so what they've done at first is create an account, they've now done some courses, added those onto their profile, this helps them to be discovered by a factor of 9%. What really helps our students to be discovered, shortlisted, and hired within the first 12 months is the fact that our students are investing in getting digital skills. This is a small assessment. So let's say you're familiar with Excel, PowerPoint, or whatever else you want to show the world you understand. On LinkedIn, you can do a skills assessment. 15 questions just to help determine, of course, help attest to your credibility of knowing that particular topic. When you do that, you earn a digital badge. This increases the student or you or a job seeker's chances by a factor of 20%. So I said 9% added advantage just by adding certificates, and a further 20% when that student does a skills assessment. So if we want to help our students get employed and hired within the first 12 months of graduation, we're going to encourage them to have profiles on LinkedIn, to add the skills that they're acquiring, and then to do the skills assessment because they're getting a 29% added advantage over someone else who hasn't. Now, you've heard me talk about skills and talk about the fact that on LinkedIn we're trying to develop courses that are aligned to demand. The fact is, we don't just throw you in the deep end and say, here's 21,000 courses from LinkedIn, good luck. We use the same insights to determine what is critical to learn for different generations, for people studying different disciplines, and for people who have specific career needs. What you're seeing on screen here, based on our assessments, are the top soft skills and the top hard skills that are required of any professional out there who wants to get new economic opportunities going forward. What you will get at the end of this presentation is a QR code where you can actually see the detailed and the full report around this. Like I said, what distinguishes us and makes us different is that we're helping students or professionals like yourself learn the skills that are required for your role. Because what makes us different is the fact that we have knowledge of companies, jobs, what skills they're struggling to hire for. So, on our learning platform, we're helping students discover the careers that they want. By going in and picking on a specific job role, they're able then to see what skills they need and acquire these skills so that they can be hired. But I know we don't have a lot of career services professionals here or alumni relations people. I'm talking to finance, procurement, supply chain, and academics. You are also a core part of driving the success of our students. How so? When we've partnered with great institutions in South Africa, institutions like some of the ones I called out today, we have democratized learning. So if you were to go to University of Cape Town or CPUT or any one of these leading universities that have partnered with us, you'll find that these skills I'm talking about are not just being given to students. These skills and these courses are also made available to you as staff members so that you get better in delivering the services or the mandate that you've been given. So you can also, as a professional, have access to this LinkedIn Learning. Not only that it helps our student get skills for jobs, it also helps us as individuals grow to be productive and successful in our jobs. And then here's the magic. It helps our teaching and learning experience improve. How so? Well, as we've seen, the changing nature of skills and jobs, for us to reorganize our curriculum, it might take a while. So what lecturers who are leading are doing is that they're partnering with LinkedIn to say, I want to enrich my classroom experience. I want to teach our students on AI and ethics, etc. But to create a whole course and catalog around it might take a while. So they partner with us, they flip the classroom, and they use our content to teach and enrich the learning experience for our students. What's more, what I showed up just earlier was just business roles. We're also looking at the fastest growing roles that are in demand in the world of work. We had a discussion now with Quinton about how AI will be taking in some of the mundane tasks that we do as jobs and taking over and doing that. The human side of us, the creative side of us, what makes us special as beings on this planet, we are covering, of course, some of that with the creative content we provide. We also have a catalog around technology. Some of the most in-demand skills, and I think there was a call out yesterday to say, if you have a daughter, a child, or you're influencing a young person on a career to take, cybersecurity has a lot of jobs. Now, in our courses, in our universities, we don't have specific programs geared to generate people into those roles. What we are providing on LinkedIn is that our students, our career services, those who mentor and coach young professionals can now go into this environment to find out what skills are required for critical technology roles. So let's start summarizing this. In terms of how we bring this to life, we've spoken about the fact that as they join your institution, and by the way, they join your institution because of your presence on LinkedIn. Other people join your institution because they've had people that have studied there before and have given them a positive feedback about your institution. When they've joined our institution, we're educating them on what skills they require beyond the degrees that you're providing for them. We help them build out their profiles and start connecting with the world so that when they go out into the world of work and apply for roles, they are not only positioning the great education you've provided, but are supporting it with those behavioral intelligence skills, with those essential soft skills, and with those hard skills that we would have partnered together to provide for them. So, I've said a lot of things, and it might be overwhelming, but these are the three buckets that we found are assisting resolve unemployment, not just in South Africa. What also gave me the ability to speak on this topic confidently is the fact that I get to manage universities, colleges, polytechnics, tertiary institutions across Central Eastern Europe, Southern Eastern Europe, and Africa. And what is the resounding demand around all of these institutions is that we help students get employed, or we help students become successful as entrepreneurs. The three buckets that I've spoken about is that we need to lead in solving this problem by looking at real-time insights. Let us know the marketplace. Let us know what skills are in demand. Let us know what jobs are available. Let us know where companies are facing attrition and our students can go in and provide entrepreneurial services to those organizations. Let us also leverage the skills-first narrative to align ourselves, to align our students to address those critical areas in demand based on the skills that are needed. Last but not least, it takes you, yourselves, and continuing to grow and invest in skills that will develop you and make you more productive in supporting our students. One question that I always struggle with when I talk to universities, and this happens, like I said, across the broad region that I manage, is that I'll ask how many students graduate in your university. And I'm happy to ask people here. On average in South Africa, it's 5,000 students graduate every year. My second follow-up question is, how many people do you have in career services? Do you know what's the response? Less than 7. Less than 7 people are going to help our students learn how to apply for jobs, know what skills are available, know what economic opportunities exist in Cape Town, in Johannesburg, in Kenya, in London, around the world. Our students don't want just to be here. Our students are looking for economic opportunities around the world. So we need to have these insights. We need to know these things so that we can be in a position to professionally support them. And our career services, just being 7 people helping 5,000 students, it's a mammoth task. And that's why we're partnering with you so that we assist you and your organizations help these 5,000 students look for remote work, look for hybrid work, look for opportunities beyond South African borders. But beyond that, as I summarize, there are a couple of other areas that I didn't speak about today that are key to institutions that we're helping with. We've spoken about employability being a key KPI that is being measured, and I've spoken to that topic. But what we're also finding is that institutions need to be commercially successful. To be commercially successful, you're looking for a third stream of income as universities. We're partnering with you to help create the brand or your presence on LinkedIn so that you can attract funds such as grants, research, bursaries from your alumni, and other economic opportunities, such as creating short-term courses that allow people to come back for postgraduate studies, that allow working professionals to come back to your institution to acquire those skills that will help them in their career and their roles. What we're also hearing from you is that you're struggling to hire talent in your institutions. Part of the reason why you're struggling is that higher education talent, people like yourselves, are greatly in demand, not just in the education sector. You're now in demand in the commercial sector. Thanks to COVID and, of course, the rapid change of the world, organizations need to digitally transform. And what they've found is that if you hire talent from higher education, such as yourself, you have had exposure and have worked with different audiences and are most likely to be champions in leading transformation. So the reason why you're struggling to hire is that because you're competing with organizations that offer better pay, organizations that offer different benefits. We've got ways, and of course, like I said, we'll talk about it this afternoon, we have ways to help you as higher educational institutions not only attract talent, but also retain that talent and develop that talent. But I don't want to go into that because we will speak about it this afternoon. This afternoon, as much as we will lead on from this conversation on how we enable students to be gainfully employed and successful, this afternoon we'll also speak about some of the other opportunities that exist in terms of helping you in your specific roles. Now, to be remiss if I was to walk off the stage without asking you, please, to give a warm round of applause to our partner in South Africa, and I'm sincerely asking for your hearty applause here, because this is a female-led business, black-owned, that has been in business for over 25 years and was selected by LinkedIn based on their local knowledge, based on the work they've done in this space. Please help me give a warm round of applause to Ayanda. Is Ayanda in the room? I think Africa also made mention of the fact that South Africans don't require visas to come up to Ireland. I'm based in Ireland, so if anyone is ever coming up, I do have a shopping list of things that you can bring for me from here, and I'll gladly host you. But here's the other thing. The reason why I called out Ayanda is that we do have a local presence. It's not just Stewart based out in Ireland. We have a local team, and some of the people you'll see at the stand. We also are cognizant of some of the financial challenges that may be presented when you're looking to partner with LinkedIn. Ayanda provides flexible financial packages and as well as bills you in local currency. So come over to our stand. Let's talk about some of these solutions and, of course, how we can partner better and help your organization. I'm at the end, exactly bang on at the end of my session. I want to give you some quick homework. So, what is the homework? Number one, come over to our stand, come and get a great profile photograph, because today is the youngest you'll ever look. Come and get a great profile photograph. Learn how to build out your profile because it matters. When you have a great profile, it helps your university hire great talent. You studied, you worked, and you've had interaction with other professionals. So if you have a great profile, it helps us attract talent. If you have a great profile, as a parent, I have confidence in sending my child to your institution because you're digitally transformative. So come to our stand and get that. Number two, if you can't attend this afternoon's session, take that QR code. You will find in there the Future of Work report. You will find in there the Future of Skills report. And you'll find in there a report that speaks to what jobs will exist in this AI era and, of course, how we can get those. Last but not least, and if I haven't said it enough, you're welcome to join us at 3:10 upstairs in room 7, where we'll not only have some great giveaways, we're going to look at live data. We'll look at things that you've never seen before. With that, I'd like to close off by leaving you with 2 hashtags. And in fact, 3 hashtags. Number 1, make time for learning. The world around you is evolving. Make time for learning. You have a choice in how you use your time. Number 2, each one, teach one. The things we've spoken about today in this conference, none of this is a corporate secret. The reports I'll share with you, share them. How do we do this? We've got hashtags that Africa will remind us of, but do it on LinkedIn. Enable your community. The last one, it's time to shine. It's time to shine as a continent we are. It's time to shine as the organizations we are. It's time to shine as individuals, doing the things we need to do to enable our students to be more productive, more successful, and gainfully employed. Thank you for your attention and your time.